Certainly one of the most haunting images in modern politics is this right here, a photograph taken from the scope of a police officer looking down on Thomas Crooks right before he shot President Trump in the head and killed Corey Compertor at the MAGA rally. And he's looking at his phone, and who's he talking to? What is he looking up? What's he searching for? Who's giving him instructions? What drone shots are he looking at? Remember, he was flying a drone. What is he doing here? Well, we don't know. We've never seen his devices. We have no clue who he's on the phone with. Is somebody giving him orders? Are those orders in a foreign language? Or are they coming from inside of our own government? Who can know? Because we've never seen the device. We don't know. We do know that the world changed forever that day, and that it certainly hasn't stopped the assassination attempts on President Trump. Remember, President Trump was followed by multiple strange drones. Some of them had to be shot out of the sky. We're just now learning about that during the campaign trail. Obviously, Trump's motorcade as president has had to be rerouted because of bomb-like devices people have shot at the White House while President Trump, bullets have hit the White House. Donald Trump, the guy was just killed at the White House gate. Hunting stand was taken out of a tree that overlooked where President Trump gets off of his plane in Palm Beach. Clearly an area that should be protected, but totally prone. Same thing with Donald Trump here in Washington, D.C., where a bunch of protesters knew exactly where Donald Trump was going to be eating. And they showed up and protested him. And they were able to run him out of the actual building. Some woman was able to carry a Glock and meet Trump in his golf course with a Glock in her bag. It's crazy. People have been arrested, obviously, for trying to kill Donald Trump, threats to disembowel Donald Trump. And a man was just put down, dropped at the border of Mar-a-Lago. So this guy was able to get into Mar-a-Lago with a gas can and a shotgun. He was shot on sight. Heavily armed man, ladies and gentlemen, is the newest Trump assassination attempt. Thankfully, the president was able to get through the White House Correspondents' Dinner without somebody running in with a firearm this time. Had to do a do-over. But here we go again. And I think I'm missing some. I'm missing Ryan Ralph, who was working with the Ukrainian military to try and take Trump's jet out of the sky. He was trying to get RPGs to blow Trump's plane out of the sky. I'm missing like 10 other assassination attempts on Donald Trump. But here's this one, and brand new. A man was arrested, heavily armed, who had been scouting out President Trump's golf course ahead of his visit. Donald Trump is in Los Angeles and in Nevada over the next 2 days. Donald Trump has a golf course in L.A. It's called Trump National Golf Course. I've never actually been. I don't really like going to L.A., to be perfectly honest with you. And a man was scouting out the location, flying drones, and was apprehended with a huge arsenal of weapons waiting for Donald Trump. Donald Trump remained defiant after a heavily armed man was arrested while wandering his California golf course just days before he was set to host a fundraiser there. Janine John Teal is his name, 38, was detained by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy taking pictures and observing security activities around the golf course. When asked about the threat, Trump said it means he's a consequential president. Let's go ahead and look here, ladies and gentlemen.
Arrested outside Trump National Golf Course in California ahead of the president's visit. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Kevin.
Hey, Jesse, an armed man said to be monitoring security planning activities arrested on Sunday with a cache of weapons and body armor. This is all happening outside of Trump National Golf Course just a couple of days before the president's visit to the course in California. 38-year-old Janine John Taylor from Downey, California, taken into custody in Ranchos Palos Verdes by plainclothes FBI agents after they spotted his suspicious activity. Now, agents observed Taylor walking through the golf course grounds, taking photos and videos, appearing to monitor security planning activities. They also found him with an illegally modified AR platform rifle, a couple of radio signal devices, a 1911 body armor, high-capacity mags, hollow point ammo, and multiple notebooks containing, quote, concerning statements. Taylor's vehicle was also searched, and deputies say they recovered a loaded pistol with a chambered round in the car, along with more ammunition. Now, Taylor also had a prior run-in with law enforcement, a robbery charge out of El Segundo. As you know, the president is in Southern California to headline an RNC fundraising dinner. This would be yet another disturbing activity that could have potentially been a plot to assassinate the president.
What else could it be? I don't know. Heavily armed man, would-be assassin. Thank God they got him. I mean, it's obviously something. Having weapons doesn't mean you're going to assassinate the president. Okay. Having radio jamming devices, well, that's what Thomas Crooks had. He was using radio jamming devices. Thomas Crooks had an entire, people forget, but he had an entire explosive array in his vehicle. He was going to try and detonate a car bomb to harm and injure more people, to distract everyone. He had, again, it's very frustrating that we don't have all of the information here and that they've been withholding things. He had like radio devices, an entire assembly where he was trying to jam emergency signals. And thankfully, President Trump arrived safely in Las Vegas and in Los Angeles. Prayers for continuing to protect Donald Trump. A herd of plane spotters around LA to see Trump's brand new Air Force One. So he got in safely. And here he is arriving safely on Marine One in Trump National Golf Course in Los Angeles. So cool to watch. Nothing like, okay, here we go. Oh, interesting. Do you have a law enforcement badge? He's charged with federal criminal complaint with possession of an unregistered short barrel rifle, a felony for carrying mandatory minimum of 10 years in federal prison. Taylor was detained after being seen taking photos and videos of security planning activities ahead of President Trump's visit to the golf club. Deputies found ammunition in his pocket, searched his vehicle, seized loaded pistols and chambered rounds. Taylor's residence, high-powered firearms, ammunition, body armor, notebook. He's charged and is being held on $250,000 bail. He is expected to make his initial appearance. We're still investigating the individual. Thank you for the quick work. This is an active investigation. There you go. So, yeah, like a rundown of all of the people that have tried to murder Donald Trump. Okay, well, this is what he's been charged with. Having an illegal rifle. And manufacturing, importing, keeping, sale, giving, large capacity magazine, carrying concealed firearm, possession of short-barreled rifle, shotgun, second-degree robbery. You know, look like what? Did he have like an agent? Like an agent's badge? Like walking around with a fake agent's badge? Fascinating. Okay, here we go. Totally brushing off the presidential assassination against him. I get so little solace. And so let's listen.
It's an ongoing concern, sir. Talk about that for briefly if we can.
Well, the only thing I get a little solace from is they say only consequential presidents. And I am definitely consequential. I mean, if you look at the economy, if you look at what's happening, Iran, as an example, will never have a nuclear weapon. They already can't, but it's going to be formal. The strait's going to be open very soon, or they're going to get hit very hard, and then the strait's going to be open. And we were going to a tremendous attack, the biggest since World War II. And they called me and said, very politely, please, can we talk? Can we talk? They didn't want. And I said, yes, we can talk. Let's get it done. Finally, let's get it done. This should have been done by other presidents for 50 years. You know, you keep hearing 47, but that's been for 3 years now. It's been over 50 years.
So Donald Trump brushing it off, going right to the talkers about Iran war. There you go. And then President back Marine One at LAX. Stop trying to kill our president. Yes, please. Let's use this precious time to disrupt demonetize and destroy the left-wing militants who are trying to kill us all, actually. Please, it's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Pray for President Trump's safety.